Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share a story with you, a very personal one, but one that I hope resonates with many of you who might be feeling a little lost, or perhaps a little too giving. This is a story about finding my voice, reclaiming my worth, and closing the bank of Margaret for good. It all started on an ordinary afternoon. I was sitting in my kitchen, the sunlight warm on my hands, holding a stack of house documents. My son, David, had just bought a house. The house I truly believed would be our home, a place where we could all be together. Every signature on those pages felt heavy, echoing the sacrifices I'd made over the years. The long nights at work, the meals I'd skipped, the vacations I'd never taken. All for him, all for a better life for my child. Then I heard it. Laughter from the next room. David's laughter. He was talking to his wife, Monica. "Yeah, baby," he said, so cheerfully. "The house is finally ours. Your mom's gonna love her new room with the garden view." I froze. Her mom. Not me. Not the woman who raised him alone, who worked 2 jobs to feed him, to clothe him, to give him everything. The beautiful room with the sunlight and flowers, the one I'd imagined for myself, was for someone else. That night, sleep was impossible. I lay there, staring at the ceiling, every memory of David asking for help replaying in my mind. "Mama, I just need a little more money. I promise I'll pay you back." And I always believed him. A mother's heart always wants to believe her child, right? I always did. The next morning, with a heavy heart, I grabbed my old notebook. I started writing down every single dollar I had ever given him. $2,000 for his first car, $3,000 for repairs, another $10,000 for school, $20,000 for the down payment on that very house. By the time I finished, the total was almost $50,000. My chest felt tight, not just because of the money, but because a stark realization hit me. I had spent a lifetime giving, and he had spent a lifetime taking. Just then, the phone rang. It was David, his voice as bright and cheerful as ever. "Hey, Mama, we're moving in next week. I was wondering if you could help with some last expenses, maybe $3,000 for furniture and movers." I took a deep breath. "How much did you say?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Just $3,000, Mama. You've always helped me." "Yes," I said quietly. "I have." But this time, for the very first time, I didn't immediately agree. "I'll think about it," I told him. After the call, I sat in silence for a long time. Then, I opened my bank account online. I stared at the balance. Just a few thousand left. That's all. Decades of hard work, gone. All in the name of love. In that moment, I knew it was time for things to change. I called the bank. "Good morning, this is Margaret Lewis. I want to remove my son's name from my account and cancel his debit card." The woman on the line, gentle and understanding, asked, "Would you like to give a reason, Mom?" "Yes," I said, my voice clearer than I expected, "because I realized I've been paying for my own heartbreak." The very next day, I went to the bank in person. I opened a new account, solely in my name, and moved what little I had left. As I walked out, a huge weight lifted from my chest. It was the feeling of being in control again. From there, I went straight to Mr. Carter, my lawyer. "I want to change my will," I told him. He looked a little surprised. "Of course, Ms. Lewis. Who would you like to name as your heir?" "I want my savings to go to charities that help older women," I said firmly. "Women who gave everything to their families and were forgotten." Mr. Carter simply nodded. "That's a noble choice, Ms. Lewis." When I left his office, the sun was shining. Normally, I would have hurried home to cook dinner, but not today. Instead, I walked into a small, inviting cafe. I ordered salmon, vegetables, and a cup of tea. As I sat by the window, watching the world go by, something strange and wonderful washed over me. Peace. Then, my phone buzzed. A text from David. Mama, I'm coming over at 4. We need to talk. Exactly at 4. There was a knock. I opened the door to find David and Monica standing there, their expressions tight. Mama, I'm sorry, David began. You know we didn't mean to hurt you. We just thought the house would be more comfortable without too many people. I stayed silent, letting him speak. He continued, We'll make space for you. I promise. We'll set up the guest room. Guest room. I repeated, my voice firm. David, that house exists because of me. I gave you my savings, my time, my trust, and you gave me distance. He looked down, shame etched on his face. Mama, please, we didn't mean, no. I interrupted, my voice unwavering. You meant every word. You just didn't think I'd ever stand up for myself. He opened his mouth again, but I cut him off. I've changed my will, David. Everything I own will go to women who actually need it. I'm not your bank anymore. I'm your mother, and I deserve respect. His eyes filled with tears. Mama, please don't do this. I have to, I said gently, because if I don't, I'll lose myself completely. For a moment, the room was silent, filled with unspoken words. Then, I opened the door wider and softly said, You should go. He hesitated, then nodded, and left with Monica. When the door closed, I stood there for a long time. The air felt still, almost sacred. I walked to the window, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel old or unwanted. I felt strong. The sunset painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, and I thought to myself, maybe this is what freedom feels like. Later that evening, I called my dear friend Linda. Hey, how was your day? She asked warmly. I smiled. Peaceful. I finally did something for myself. Good for you, Margaret. She cheered. So what now? I think I'll go to the park tomorrow, I said, a lightness in my voice. Maybe read a book, or just sit under the trees. You deserve that, Margaret. Yes, I whispered. For once, I really do. After the call, I looked around my quiet little apartment. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine. The walls, the air, the silence all belonged to me. I made a cup of tea, sat by the window, and watched the city lights flicker to life. In that moment, I realized something powerful. Love doesn't mean giving until you're empty. It means giving without losing yourself. For years, I had mistaken sacrifice for love, but now, I finally understood the difference. I smiled to myself, not the forced smile of someone pretending to be fine, but the calm, genuine smile of a woman who had finally reclaimed her peace. And as I sipped my tea, I whispered softly, The Bank of Margaret is closed. Forever. If this story resonates with you, if you've ever felt like you've given too much, remember that it's never too late to reclaim your peace and your power. You deserve it. Thank you so much for listening to my story today. If you found this helpful or inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories and insights. Your support means the world to me. See you next time.